What is going on YouTube? We're coming back with another video, and this week's video is all on mindset. It's one of my favorite things. It's something that I have dove super deep into the last few years and completely shifted my own mindset. And I want to share 5 things that you can do on a daily basis, daily habits you can develop that are going to help you completely upgrade and shift your mindset just like I have. On to number 1, which is daily gratitude. It starts in the bed. So this is an ugly comforter that I bought that is supposed to be cool. It actually is pretty cool, I'll be honest. Especially sitting on it, it's cool as shit. And cool, not as in cool, like that's fucking cool. It's cool as in like cool temps. It cools down the temp because I'm in Arizona now and it can get fucking hot. But it starts in the bed because after I wake up, daily morning gratitude is one of the first things that I do. I get out of bed and I journal 3 new things that I'm grateful for that day. I try to set an intention for the day, but setting these new things that I'm grateful for is huge because, for one, what I found is that I used to wake up and the first thing that I would do is I would go to my worries, I'd go to my to-do list, I would go to maybe the past, literally everything that was not gratitude. And so I started off every day in worry and stress, all of the stuff that we don't want to. And I found that negativity consumed my life doing that. And I saw, as I started listening to more podcasts, I started diving into more things. And got into more personal development. I really saw that gratitude is a huge thing that a lot of people talked about. And so I started doing it, and pretty rapidly, my mindset started shifting from a negative one to a positive one. And it just is something that you can compound and keep going and keep going and keep getting better at. And so I would challenge you to, with this one, just a daily habit of once you get up, starting a journal, starting a gratitude journal, just like I have here. And just writing 3 new things that you're grateful for. That's as simple as you can get. If you want to take it to the next level, what I like to do at the end of the day is I like to do one thing from my day that I'm grateful for, and then how I'm better. So I just, what from my day got me better? Instead of looking at the day and trying to find the negatives, I try to find the positives that help me grow. And so that's just another thing that's kind of on the same lines as gratitude that could help you out. Last thing on gratitude. So I'm kind of diving deep into these things on this video. Hopefully it helps. Don't try to take all of this. Start with these 3 new things. It takes fucking 30 seconds in the morning. It's an amazing thing to get you jump started. But the last thing is we can use gratitude to move away from negative emotions. So you can't feel a negative emotion like sadness, depression, stress, whatever, and also feel like anger, frustration, and then also feel gratitude at the same time. So if you're feeling those, is there something you can focus on in your environment and just feel gratitude? Like for me, I could go out here, right? If I'm feeling frustration, anger, and I'm not always great at this, by the way, I could go out here and I could look at this little one, right? I could look at my little girl and I could just be grateful that I have Coco. Right? Just something simple like that could change my mood from frustrated, angry, whatever, to grateful and shift away from those. And you might have to do that often, but it is a good practice to try. And it's a good reminder for me because I'm not great at doing that either. On to mindset tool or habit number 2, and this brings me to the floor. This is something I do right after I get up as well, and it's meditation. It is amazing. I absolutely love meditation. I've been consistent with my meditation for a long time at this point, months and months and months, and it's something that's completely changed my life. First off, it helps you develop a better relationship with yourself. You're going inward. That's one of the reasons we meditate, is to go inward, kind of get away from our surroundings, get away from the distractions, get to know ourselves better, get to know our habits. It can help you understand the things that are not serving you that you're doing, the things that are pulling you away from your goals, your dreams, the person you want to become, all of these things which allow us to actually change those things, right? They allow us to be present. This type of thing, when we're focusing on our breath and we're being mindful, which there's also many different ways of meditation. I'll just kind of talk about mindfulness today, but there's a lot of different meditations. This just allows you to be present, right? It allows you to go inward, be present. And when we're more present throughout the day, we can catch ourselves doing the things that we don't want to do and shift ourselves into different habits, into a different identity. And so what I like to do is I like to sit here and just mindfulness. I like to close my eyes, take some breaths and just count my breaths up to from 1 to 20. 1, in 1, out 1. In 2, out 2. In 3, out 3, right? All the way up to 20 and then start back at 1, right? You could keep doing that. You're gonna catch yourself losing track of the count. You're gonna catch yourself at 25, 30, whatever it's gonna be. That stuff's gonna happen. That's one of the reasons why we do this. We're just trying to get more present. We're trying to increase our attention span as well. Like, if we're more present for longer periods of time, then we have the ability to catch our unconscious habits, right? We're going through the day, we're unconscious, we're doing stuff that we maybe aren't proud of, right? A lot of us have habits that we're trying to get rid of. And maybe we've been trying to get rid of these things for a year, 2 years, 5 years, all of this stuff. And what I've found is that one of the easiest ways to do that is to meditate, to figure out what those things are, and to figure out maybe what those triggers are that move you towards those. And then also just throughout the day, try to keep yourself as present as possible so that you can find yourself going into those unconscious patterns. So do this, start with 5 minutes, right? These things don't have to be extremely long. Start with 5 minutes. It's gonna be very hard. It's very difficult right away, but as you go and you get better, you can build on that. And really in the end, just do what you can stick to, right? Whatever you do is going to be awesome. Just don't not do it, right? Like, try this out. Don't be the guy who's like, oh, fuck meditation. Like, that's all beads and whatever, woo woo. Like, it doesn't have to be. You can just sit there and breathe and just be present with yourself. That's as simple as it can be. We are on to number 3, and it is to do hard workouts or just really hard things in general. So in the sense of workouts, you could get some barbell or you could get some dumbbells, resistance bands. You could work out at a gym. You could go on a run, walk, like a hike, whatever it is. Do some stuff that's hard, that's challenging. And why I say this when it relates to really creating a big mindset shift, a mindset upgrade, is that when we do hard things, we develop a better relationship with ourselves and we develop more confidence. Because on the other side, it might be hard and challenging when you're doing it, but all of the growth in our life comes from challenges, from problems, from things that aren't as ideal, from things that are difficult. And if we do that, we develop confidence. We are the person we say we are. We are somebody who does hard things. We are somebody who challenges ourselves. And so if you can just do that when it comes to workouts, shoot for 2 to 5 workouts a week. When it comes to doing hard things, you could also do a cold shower. You could do Wim Hof breath work. There is a sauna. There's a lot of different things that are going to be challenging. That are going to put your body under stress, that are going to put you under stress so that you can grow on the other side of it. Before we get into tip number 4, if this has been helpful for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also like this video for me. I appreciate it greatly. Number 4 brings me back in to the bedroom for one of my favorite things and something that has completely changed my life and my mindset: getting plenty of quality sleep. It's something that I think way too many people neglect, and it's why they don't feel good. It's why they don't have a great mindset. It's why so many things in their life aren't going the best. And so if you can, really, personally, I believe for me, when I get quality sleep, it leads to everything else success. It leads to me having more energy levels throughout the day. It leads to me making better decisions when it comes to my life, my business, my food choices. It leads to my hunger hormones being in a better order, so I'm not reaching for much less quality foods, sugar, sweets, all of that stuff. It leads to me having having a better chance of getting workouts in and getting better workouts in because I'm having more energy for those workouts. It leads to having more of a clear head. Right? There's endless things I could sit here and just rattle off all these amazing things that having better quality sleep is going to do for you. But until you start doing it, you're not going to be able to reap those rewards, and you're not going to see how much of an amazing mindset shift that it can be for you. And so really, how do you actually solve this though? Right? The big question, how do I actually solve my struggles with sleep? And really, this is going to be dependent on each individual. Each individual, it's going to depend on what you have, what your struggles are. But what I want to do in this video when it comes to sleep is give you 4 sleep tips, just blanket sleep tips that basically anybody can get benefit from. it's a great place to start. Number one, let's dial in those sleeping conditions. So what this means is having a dark room, having it be noiseless. So what I use for this to make sure that my room is noiseless is a noise machine. Plays like fucking waves, all that shit. Noiseless, and also blackout shades. You could have an eye mask to keep your room dark. Also having it cool, right? If it's too hot, we're gonna wake up throughout the night. If it's too cold, same thing, right? So keeping it like cool. I like to keep, if I can, ideally, I like to keep my room like 68, 69 degrees. And then lastly, comfortable bedding. So at a bare minimum, if you can't get if you have really uncomfortable bedding and you can't get a whole new setup, get a comfortable pillow, right? I have my favorite fucking pillow right here. It's so damn comfortable and it leads to so much better quality sleep. Number 2 tip to improve your sleep quality greatly, shoot for at least 7 hours a night. I don't give a fuck who you are. There's very, very few people out there that can survive and thrive on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, right? You need to get as much sleep as possible. I understand there's gonna be parents out there that you're maybe just not able to do it for a period of time. Understandable. Do your best. Maximize the amount of sleep you can get. Take out the bullshit from your day and take out tons of Netflix and input more sleep. 15 minutes more sleep, 30 minutes of more sleep. Number 3, develop a pro sleep nighttime routine. So I have a reminder that goes off on my phone. Actually, it's an alarm now that goes off on my phone at 7 p.m. for me to start stretching, meditation, all of that stuff. And I recommend 1 to 2 hours before bed if you can. Shut down the mental stimulation, shut down the work, shut down the stress, dim your lights, try to get away from screens, from your laptop, from your TV, from your phone in the last at least 30 minutes before bed. This is going to really, really set you up for success because our bodies need time to shift from everything that's going on in the day when we're awake to the sleep processes that our body runs when we're sleeping to get that best quality sleep. Lastly, tip number 4, blanket sleep tip here. Try to wake up and go to bed around the same time every night. So this is a huge thing to dial in your circadian rhythm. Once you do this more and more, you're gonna find that you're just naturally tired around the same time and you naturally get up around the same time. It's gonna make it so you have a lot more energy throughout the day. You're gonna feel a lot better. You're gonna hit the ground running and sleep is gonna come a lot easier. Obviously, don't do all of these all at once, right? Don't just like, I'm gonna do all these all at once. Like you could if you want to, but it's probably not gonna be as sustainable. Dial in your sleeping conditions. It's like a one-time thing, and then start shooting for more sleep and maybe develop a nighttime routine, right? Or develop the simple, repeatable nighttime routine. You know, do some things. I like to, like I said, I like to stretch and do meditation, right? Those are my things. Sometimes I read if I have a little bit of time I need to read left to get to my 30 minutes. But all of this stuff around sleep is going to completely change your life if you decide to buy into it. Now on to the last and final tip around completely upgrading your mindset, and it is to replace those negative thoughts. So all of us, probably all of us have these automatic negative thoughts, right? Running on repeat in your mind, telling you you're a fucking piece of shit, telling you this and that you don't follow through, that you're not disciplined, that you're not worthy, all of these things, right? Everybody has these thoughts going through. And instead of letting those thoughts run your life, start replacing them with thoughts that are actually gonna serve you, right? So if I have this thought that, God, you fucking suck, right? If I have this thought going in my head, instead of letting that thought continue to pop in, stop and actually take the time to replace it. So maybe when that happens, it's because I made a mistake, right? So I would just stop, be like, no, you made a mistake. How can you do better next time, right? How can I make sure that this doesn't happen next time? And so if we can do this and we can continue to replace these thoughts, right? If we can continue to catch ourselves falling into these negative thought patterns, replace them with thoughts that are actually going to serve us, move us towards that person that we want to be, help us be a lot more positive, then our life's going to change. Slowly but surely, these automatic negative thoughts will become less and less and less. And if you want to do something else, what you could do is just figure out what your negative thought patterns are generally. Write these down. Become aware of them. When you're aware of something, it becomes a lot easier to shift it as they come up throughout the day. So if you already know in advance, these are the 3 or 4 different common things that I say in my head about myself, then what we can do is we can catch ourselves and we can shift to a more thing that's serving us. And what you can do as well is you could actually even set that up in advance. Like, this is the actual thought. This is my automatic negative thought. This is the thought that's serving me. This is the thought that I'm going to replace it with when it comes out throughout the day. And so I challenge you to start doing this. I would challenge you to start just utilizing all of these, working down this list. This isn't like a 1 through 5, like in order. All of these things are very, very helpful. These are some things that have completely helped me change my life, upgrade my mindset. I truly, truly hope this is beneficial. If it is, please make sure you like this video. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any future videos. I drop them every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you have a good rest of the week, a good rest of the day, and I'll be talking to you soon.